So today we're going to talk about a pretty interesting concept. I never realized that I might have actually coined this phrase, which is pretty fun. But we're going to talk about the concept of what I would call a complete shell. You guys may have heard me talk about this before in previous team building classes, and I figured, you know what, fuck it. It's been a while since we've done a team building class as well. I'm using royalty-free music, so that way you guys can obviously continue to hear me. I wasn't, bro. I knew Miles Davis, bro. No, shit. Fucking hell. Fucking guy. But anyway, so today is actually going to be a pretty interesting chat. I expect my chat essentially to be filled with random people asking me if their team constitutes a complete shell, and I can't wait to break so many people's hearts and be like, nah, your team is trash. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun. But we're going to talk about what constitutes a complete shell. Let me pull up my script here. But basically, let's define what a complete shell is. So basically, what I call a complete shell is a shell that has such solid two-way synergy that they are largely independent of a third. So what that means is they are basically so complete in covering each other's deficiencies that you almost don't really need a team. Like, you just need those two. And they are pretty rare. Don't get me wrong. There are some characters that have some strong synergy but don't necessarily flow two ways. A shell, though, is kind of... What I mean by a complete shell is that they adequately develop each other. They easily synergize in ways that fulfill their respective game plans with pretty much no compromise in any critical areas. And they are largely independent, so basically you can play a complete shell with basically any character and probably be fine. My friend Nimbus would say, duty booty. Yep. I'll just call it duty cheeks, to be honest. But I am actually partial to your team is doo-doo water, as my friend Nimbus would say. So, a complete shell... Not many of you guys actually play them. I would love to added us in the bakery. What rules? You're not allowed to use the voice chat when I'm streaming. You remember he's made of water. Yes. So I've only told you like 4 times, but it's fine. Basically, how many teams are there with a complete shell? Is a complete shell necessary? I don't think a complete shell is necessary or even as strong as a complete team. However, I do think that it's important to look at a complete shell, because if you look at complete shells, how they work, how they function, what they do for each other, it can actually give you pretty good insights in how to cripple a team. It can give you insights to whether or not you should snap. It can give you some insights into who to TOD on a team to make sure that that team is completely disabled and non-functional. And we can also develop strategies basically around whether or not there's a complete shell as far as we understand it. So, biggest thing is, what are the qualities of a complete shell? Number 1, they are independent from their third. So if the third dies, the shell is entirely self-sustaining and self-efficient. They do not compete for resources, properly develop one another, and their assists provide what the other one needs in most areas of their play. Number 2, they adequately cover each other's weaknesses and accent each other's strengths, allowing the characters to move as a singular unit. Number 3, the synergy, well, not really a number 3, but the synergy needs to be so complete that the third is essentially a formality, kind of like that note. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They just need to they cannot compete for resources is the big one. So if a team is very meter hungry, or they don't build enough resources for each other, so for example, a shell like this one might be very meter hungry. Both of these characters like to spend meter. I would argue that Beerus doesn't really need to, but the thing is that Beerus' strongest tools are metered, and that does take away from Tien. And not only that, while they do high damage, that damage comes as at a bit of a trade-off. You know, this is another shell that, while extremely good, is also very meter hungry and a little bit difficult to use as well. So I wouldn't necessarily constitute them as a complete shell. But that's an example of, ooh, another really good one. These two together would be very, very meter hungry. Like, you would need a very powerful battery. Someone like Team Gohan, Kefla. You would need probably one of the Vegetas in order to build, or hell, her, in order to build all of the meter necessary to run these two, because both of them are going to burn through their EX moves really, 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 really quickly. Is Blue Gogeta 17 one of the top 5 shells? I don't know about top 5, but it is what I would consider a complete shell. And we're going to talk about that. So in order to give us an idea of what separates a shell from a complete shell, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Yasha's team and how it wants to move. What an optimal team. So yeah, these are his assists versus, let's say, my team. So first thing that we need to do when building a team, we need to go back to our previous team building roots, which is, what is your point? One of the biggest areas that I see right now that you guys are still struggling with is I don't ever see a point on the teams that half of you suggest. A point is a character that ideally has the ability to move forward, has good pressure with and without assists. Well, you know, Gogeta doesn't have good pressure, but he still classifies a point. Has the ability to effectively move forward. So, you know, moving forward. Has the ability to effectively move forward and builds a lot of resources while not spending as many. In other words, developing the rest of a team. This character's meter build, for example, and his damage are pretty decent. A little bit more than decent, actually. $4.2K off of 5L when I'm not even doing the right route. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. That is a considerable amount of damage. Oh, can't do that. So, in that regard, Gogeta is a pretty quintessential point. And one of the advantages of this character is that he's very high reward for very minimal effort. His combos are actually pretty easy for the most part. He does have some stuff that I would probably consider a little bit difficult, but for the most part, they're pretty easy. And he has access to high damage routes. And of course, he has easy extensions. He can even do that solo now. Like, this character can do a lot of damage. He's got very easy TODs. He builds a lot of meter. He uses his assists incredibly well. He does have a couple of weaknesses, and we'll talk about those weaknesses in a bit. But we need to really think about Gogeta as a point character, because this character is one half of a shell. Normally, when I say a complete shell, I normally mean usually the synergies between a mid and a third, or a mid and an anchor. However, in this particular composition, you have a complete shell between the first and the third, the second one being almost superfluous. Yasha can effectively play whoever he wants in the middle, and it doesn't matter. And basically the third is extra. This shell is incredibly strong because 17 exists. Now, I'm going to be clear before I talk about 17. Is 17A broken? No. Is 17 super strong? No. Is 17 like crazy and do I think he's top 10? No. It's wild to me that everyone is so traumatized by this character now because nobody labs him out and figured out what he does, that they're like, oh my god, but no, this character is really not that scary. But that's not really the point. But it's important to emphasize that because I don't want people to come away and think that this complete shell exists because 17 is absolutely broken. That is not the case. Rather, these, in my opinion, a good way, the way I personally look at these characters is they are two characters that are basically more than the sum of their parts together. Because Gogeta does have a weakness. And we'll talk about, in order to talk about these weaknesses and why Gogeta and I think Vegito is superfluous, is because Vegito A, very powerful assists. It covers a lot of commitment, so it's functionally a second barrier. It's hard to happy birthday. Even if you whiff, you know, you can punish a lot of commitments. If they're a bit too quick on the draw, you know, if that Goku starts like 2M'ing me after I whiffed my 2M, you know, Gogeta's gonna get them. Like, it's pretty cool, but we start running into a couple of problems. It's got dumb hit stun, which is very, very good. However, the biggest problem with this shell is on block. So Gogeta's main weakness, he cannot stagger effectively. The common misconception is that he can't stagger. He can. The problem is that his rooting is very, very limited, and his cancel windows are very bad. So it's very hard for him to effectively frame trap in a timing that would be ambiguous, because the startup of his other normals are really, 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 really slow. So for example, if we look at 17, it's got a 7-frame 5LL, which is really good, because it means that he can heavily delay. Well, we're going to ignore that. Let's talk about Vegito. Vegito has dumb cancel windows. And he can catch mashing pretty late. Gogeta has a lot of recovery on every one of his normals. He's minus 40 on his 2M. He's minus 34, which is not too bad. It's about common on a 5M. It's about common on a 5H as well. This is ungodly levels of recovery. This is literally more minus than Vegito's entire 5M. Like, thank you for the resub, Alonzo. I appreciate it. Vegito is also good for spacing. Doesn't really matter. The spacing is not that important because it just doesn't matter. But because he can't stagger, what Gogeta lacks in it is he does have a couple of ways to mix you up. So he has his obvious, everyone knows it by now, the Rekka mix-up, which is just basic of basic. They even sped up his 2L. Wow. They even sped up his 2L. So you effectively have to guess. It's a good 50-50. Another way that he can do it is that his 5S, while he can't true string into his 5S, it does jail into super dash. It is a true string. And if I call an assist, it is a complete 50-50 that is completely gapless. Well, if I call the assist properly, I guess. And what's really cool is that I can do stuff like... like that. So why is that important? Well, if I do barrier can cover the gap, but notice how it doesn't hit until frame 40, meaning I'm protected by the assist because of its fast protective startup. So they can't really do much on the gap here except reflect, but they wouldn't be able to really get a punish. So I could do something like, what's a bit early, so I can, there we go. So something like that to cover the, it doesn't protect from 2H, but it does protect you from people trying to disrespect a gap here. While this is a frame trap, if I delay it, it's fun. It's cool. You see this all the time. You see Yasha do stuff like this as well. And it gives him a 50-50. So this character is going to 50-50 you to death. And not only that, but his 50-50 in particular is very hard to block because he doesn't just have to air dash L or 2L. He can do that. So if you're standing, which you should be, he can get all 3 hits to hit and it's overhead. If he delays it, he can whiff it. Or he can only do 2. So he can literally 50-50 you like that. Or like that. Or like that. This character is really annoying to block. So in that regard, as long as he has block stun, he's pretty much chilling. Therein lies the problem. Vegito, while 17 is powerful, if you're in a position like this, this is not ideal. This is not ideal because while Gogeta is reflect proof, it doesn't really matter. The character can't stagger. Not only can he not stagger, because he has ungodly levels of recovery, particularly on 2M, he's a free guard cancel. because he's a free guard cancel, you cannot stop your opponent from effectively guard canceling you once you initiate the 2M. You need, and because you can't really defeat guard cancel and it's kind of useless to do a block string, you might as well just go for mix. And this assist does not give you mix. Like, it gives you, you know, there's cute little stuff you could do with it. Don't get me wrong. You could do stuff like, you know, that or whatever, but like, you're not completely helpless. But for a character that can't abuse it, they're not going to use Vegito A as well as somebody like Kefla will. Or the way like somebody like Cell will, or somebody that can really abuse, that can really, really stagger and abuse your respect. And also get universal mix-ups that are hard to block, even with assists that are key blast, because you can essentially cross up their inputs. Gogeta can't really do that. So on block, this shell is very weak. Because your 50-50, no matter what, can get reflected, even if you jail it into it perfectly. Now, you can anti-reflect, but that's not really the point. You're reflecting to not get hit, and then you're blocking again to deal with the guard cancel. So if a Gogeta gets reflected on 2L and then comes back in with 2M, if you just reflect and continue blocking, you're fine. And the moment you see that 2M, bye, you guard cancel, and now you have to play neutral again, and you're pretty much out of a very dangerous situation. That's cool. However, because of that, we uncover the first criteria in which this shell lacks, which is specifically... Thank you so much, Solo Bro Hobo. I appreciate the follow. So right here, we already have our first issue. Gogeta is very weak on block without a true block stun assist. And now we have a character that kinda doesn't really cover him in that regard. The shell is bare bones as a result. Not only that, but Vegito, you know, he can use his assist, but Vegito doesn't really like to be airborne, and Vegito's pretty self-sufficient. Like, the only time he likes to be airborne is this, or when doing this. But if you're in the corner doing this, and you call an assist to protect you, you could potentially get 2H happy birthday. You really have to be aware of what assist you're using and when you call it when you're using Gogeta A, with a character whose entire game plan revolves around left-rights. Because while this is a good way to kill 2H, this is a good way to get 2H'd. Not only that, but they're vulnerable to anti-air, so if you do something like this, if you do something like that, for example, or and then jump in, somebody like 21 is going to activate their anti-air, and you're dead. So this shell, not my favorite, and I don't really think it's very strong. Now, it does have some strengths. For example, Vegito A is universally good for Gogeta's neutral, which does help him secure the gap, and if he were more self-sufficient on on block, then I could definitely see the merit. It's also a fantastic assist for his combos, but in every other regard, the shell really kind of struggles, and anybody who plays it will feel it. Now, what makes 17 a complete shell here? Well, if Vegito dies, this shell is still ridiculously strong. You still get the same level of defense and commitment. Or, I'm sorry, you still get the same level of defense on your commitments, but you also get mix-ups. Not only that, but he protects Gogeta in a lot of other ways. Like, for example, if your opponent does... Oops. This... You can do stuff like that. Because barrier covers you completely omnidirectionally. You guys got the picture. This is incredibly powerful because now it is very strong on defense on a character that has a DP and a character that actually is pretty strong and very scary defensively. So he can call barrier at any point. He can call barrier, hide the DR. So his DR mix-ups get stronger. He doesn't have to rely on his 50-50s. But if he wants the 50-50, he can have it. So he can do stuff like that. Like, this character can start getting cheeky. And that is what begins to make Gogeta come alive. Gogeta really begins to shine here when he has a barrier. Especially a barrier with a hitbox, which is why 18 would not fulfill this position, even though she can give him a lot of the defensive qualities that he has. In fact, she can actually give it to him even better, but it doesn't matter. Another area where they cover each other incredibly well is if I set the guard cancel to on, if you notice, I'm mashing 2H. It's very hard. At a certain point, you pass the cancel window. What if I... Wow. There we go. Finally. But if I do something like... Let's delay a little bit. It's very hard to time. And if you're not careful, the character can get guard canceled pretty easily. And if they delay the guard cancel, I can't 2H anymore. I could block, which is good. But risky. However, now, is the punish going to be as big as it will be for 18's barrier? No. But it is big enough. And that's what's important. Because Gogeta can make even tiny touches brutal for the opponent. So, pretty nice. They cover each other very, very well defensively. And the synergy flows back to 17. So the synergy with 17 is pretty good. The character doesn't really need a mix-up for a lot of the stuff that he does on block. Although he can easily cover himself to, I believe, what is it? Forgot how to charge Power Blitz. I think it's 2-2-S? Yeah. So he can actually call an assist, like, call an assist, charge Power Blitz, you know, and then, you know, continue his pressure, go into his Rekka, you know, and at any point, get plus frames. I don't know how to play 17, but the point is that this assist is more than enough for 17 to get everything that he wants on block. And in neutral, 17, not really the best character. While this seems good, it is really slow. This is a very slow lariat. This doesn't reach very far. This takes a long time to reach the opponent, especially from full screen, when there are characters like Kefla, for example, who can literally just, you know, with an unreactable low. So you can, it does run into problems. And if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if there are ever any 17 mains, his that Rekka slider, right? That lariat thing that he's doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know it anti-airs, but does it have a hitbox when it travels, or does the hitbox also not come out until he reaches the opponent, like Beerus and Kefla? No hitbox. That's funny. Yeah. But point is, it doesn't matter because, you know, when he's chilling, he's got a great assist to cover the ground while he's in the air. And very, very difficult because if you 2H, he has a very fast JS. So, and it's a JS that has a lot of reward and he can solo convert. That is very, very, very good for 17. And it makes him very difficult to approach, offers him a lot of safety, and gives the opponent something that gives 17 a way to control the ground that forces the opponent to jump, which makes him a lot safer to anti-airs. Is Gogeta B viable or is just A way better? I don't know, I don't play Gogeta, but I wouldn't play B for sure. Don't like his pressure, but yeah, point being, that is an example of a complete shell. Two characters that even with Vegito dead, this team still moves as a unit and is still functionally sound. If 17 is gone, or I'm sorry, if Vegito is gone, the team basically carries on as planned. And as a result of that flexibility, you can build whatever team you want. You could play Jiren with this combination. You could play Jiren with this combination. You could play pretty much any character on the roster, provided that they're good with this combination. You could play a character like Blue Goku and put Gogeta mid if you want, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. You could play Kefla with that shell. You could play Goku Black 18, like pretty much whoever you want. And as a result, it is really, 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 really solid. So what information does that yield to us though? Well, if you're fighting Yasha, or you're fighting somebody using Yasha's team, you're not really gonna do much if you kill Vegito. However, as we established, if you kill 17 or Gogeta, the team begins to kind of fall apart. Specifically, if you kill 17, Gogeta is completely neutered in neutral. I'm sorry, not neutral. He's completely neutered on block. You've essentially removed a giant threat that comes with blocking this character, which means you only have to worry about the neutral, and the neutral will be rough, but it's a lot more manageable because now the consequences aren't as high. When the team is complete, neutral's still rough, but there's a 50-50 waiting for you at the end of it. That can be a little bit risky. That can be a little bit difficult. Hello, Ultra Archer. But as you guys can see, pretty solid. And you can see the power of building a team with a complete shell. Yasha is actually the one who gave me the idea, because Yasha also used to play another complete shell. These two provide everything that they want for each other. Goku wants bar and an easy way to Genki Dama. He has an easy way to Genki Dama anywhere on the screen and a character that generates a metric fuck ton of bar with the right assists. And as it turns out, Goku has the perfect assist for him to do just that. So this shell moves as a singular unit, which is why you can play this shell with basically anything. Yasha played this team, which is still an incredible team, but you can play this. They're one of my strongest members of WTG. Plays this, and while I meme on Frieza, this is a legitimately good team. Like, it's a legitimately decent team. Now, there are problems with it, but it doesn't really matter as long as Goku stays alive. So, in that regard, that is the power of a complete shell that enables him to play whoever he wants. So if you're that type of person who you really like a certain character that you don't know who to pair with, maybe you're a Ginyu main, maybe you're playing Android 16, maybe you really like Cooler, or maybe even like, you know, Goku Black, play a complete shell. And it will enable you to play whoever you want, because it won't matter as long as the complete shell obviously complements the point or complements the other character. Ideally, you would want a team with three-way synergy, but if you just play a character with two-way synergy, as long as you keep the other team alive and you play your third properly, you're good to go. So that's pretty cool. So, what is a true strategic advantage of having a complete shell? In my opinion, the true unspoken advantage that comes with it is the fact that, and just like we'll use Yasha's teams as an example again, if we use Yasha's teams are very good at comebacks. If Vegito dies first, but he keeps Gogeta and 17, a comeback is actually very possible, because that character is very hard to block, especially with 17 assist, and he has the neutral and movement necessary that he doesn't really need. He doesn't really need an assist to get in. It's just helpful. But if he really wants it, he can keep it in his back pocket and kill you with it. And that's an incredibly strong place to be, because it means that if you have a lead, you're not approaching the shell. The shell is way too strong. But if you don't have a lead and you killed the third and the shell remains intact, the shell is still very likely to generate momentum for a comeback. In a way, it is the best way to do it. So, is Yasha the only player playing a complete shell? No. Because there is one tried and true complete shell that, in my opinion, is still strong and viable to this day, and it is one of my favorite shells in the game. And this is one of the OG complete shells. This team only gets dumber with age. You can play anyone you want with it, and the only reason why it's not more played is because nobody plays Cell except like 3 people on the planet, and nobody plays SSJ Vegeta except like me. But the shell is incredibly strong, and we can take a look at what it does for us. So, for example, I'm gonna go with the classic third. I'm gonna go with the classic team. All A assists. We're gonna pretend like it's season 2. Thank you, One Shot Wonder. I appreciate the follow. Goku is Trento. I don't know what that means. Now, why is this a big deal? What makes this so strong for Cell? Well, the biggest thing is it keeps them in place, which lets Cell convert very optimally off his combos. I remember his old routes. He probably has new optimals now. So he probably has new optimals now, but just to prove a point, I guess. Oops. Every day, the light of Cell players gets further and further away from me. It's been a while since I had to do that rejump. And then from there, I mistimed it, but from there, let's say you do. And if you did the right combo, you would do something like, you could perfect attack, you could DR into beam. Like, there are a lot of ways you could extend this. Like, you can do that. You could. It's very hard to time. That link always eluded me. I only did it like a handful of times. I think I have to slightly delay it. There it is. That link, which does a metric fuck ton of damage. You could do easy side switches. You know, easy side switches. You can do a rolling crush. Like, you have so many ways to end this combo, all because of the way Vegeta holds him in place, which is really good, especially since he knocks him down. Thank you so much, Captain Dragon 626. I appreciate it. So, hey, I need help. I need help. Me and a friend are going to 1v1 in this game. I need to get better before Saturday. Good luck. I have a bunch of VODs that might help you. Good luck, bro. Could do stuff like that. You know, pretty nice amount of damage there. And it's really cool. And as you can see, Cell also builds a pretty decent amount of meter. So he enables Vegeta to do whatever he wants. Now, Vegeta, what does Vegeta get on this end? It depends on the assist that you use for Cell. So, admittedly, even back then, this wasn't super complete, but you would still be able to get some stuff here because you could use this as a defensive assist. Vegeta would be able to bait other people's DPs like this. He could. Oops. Which makes him trickier to block. You can still get that to true string, and even though it is 42 frames, it is 29 frames of block stun, which means you can get a 50-50. Because you only need 28 to do that if you're frame perfect. Oops. Stuff like that. Probably wasn't true, but I don't care. Point is, character is nicely enabled. And it's very hard to see what he's doing. Now, in my opinion, the synergy is even stronger with the addition of other assists because this is genuinely nice for Vegeta. And it's very fast. Yes. So, pretty nice synergy overall, and it keeps him safe. It reaches decently far, and if you choose to go with A, it offers Vegeta the same protections that he would normally offer other characters, but with real block stun. So he cuts off a big portion of the screen, and if they approach Vegeta carelessly, he can anti-air. So if they wait for Vegeta to run out, or if they try to attack him in order to avoid the assist, he could just do this. Pretty strong stuff. Now, what about on block? I mean, Cell doesn't have access to his crazy, you know, 50-50s, right? Well, he kind of does, because that can cross up. So if you're very, you can get some grimy shit here. This is an incredibly powerful way, and it adds a new depth, essentially, because you can reflect Vegeta, but should you? Oops. You can do stuff like that if you want to be silly. You know, and what's more important is you don't even have to do that. Cell is really good at cross-ups. So, okay, go ahead and reflect. You see? Which will naturally catch the amount of times I've counter-hit people. Trying to disrespect Vegeta is really good. Not only that, but Cell's 5L hits really fucking high. So if they decide to guard cancel into Super Dash, 5L will win. And you do not want to disrespect it, because he has this, which, if you're not careful, is extremely dangerous. And if you're anywhere near the corner, and from there, it's pretty much a done deal. I'm actually not sure how to begin to CODs, but you do not want to fucking get hit by perfect attack at all. This is one of the strongest anti-airs in the entire game. On the ground, I believe it's frame 1 now, if it's EX. And it's very difficult to tell how to reflect this, because you can easily do stuff like that. You can be really mean here. You can be really mean here if you want to be. So, Cell and Vegeta, definitely a really great combination. And what's cool is that it works for Cell's neutral. So as you notice, Cell doesn't really have a lariat style move. He does have, you know, Rolling Crush, but Rolling Crush is very slow and doesn't have a lot of reach. However, he is a very positioning based character. So he can move forward and then use SSJ Vegeta to bait them to come forward. And he always has the threat of perfect attack, which is what keeps people from doing it, because it doesn't even matter if he's in the air. He will always hit you because it's air okay. This is a very powerful shell. SSJ Vegeta as well, likewise, has an anti-air. So he can do stuff like that. He can challenge, block in time. Now, obviously, you have to be full screen away from it. I hate that they don't have a full screen option. Oops. And it cuts off the ground, protecting Vegeta and allowing him to convert fairly easily. Oh, why am I moving? Of course, it also provides coverage. Oh no, I did it wrong. I don't have a bar, my bad. That's kind of cool. Really nice coverage. If it's cell B, it's even dumber. If it's cell B, it's really, really stupid. Because you just get basically hit with like 2 lariats. Which is really funny. So, overall, this is probably the OG complete shell. Now, it seems pretty straightforward and pretty simple, right? But, do we play a complete shell? Yes, I do have a complete shell, a couple of complete shells that I can talk about. If you get really, really lucky, you can build a team like mine. The reason why this team is a really big deal is because this team, no matter who dies, is always a complete shell. Don't build a team like this. You can, just not with these characters. But you should definitely take the logic that I applied into, because this is the logic that I used to build this team, and it's why I really like the team. So this team in particular is very strong because right off the bat, no matter who's dead, these assists are absolutely dumb. And they give me different things. I have 2 assists that I absolutely adore, and they give me everything I want in neutral. They give me neutral commitments. They give me coverage for my neutral commitments. They are incredibly fast, so I can use it like a lariat assist. I can use it defensively. I can call it early as a means to take space. And I can use it for mix if I want to. Oops. I can use it for mix if I want to. Because part of it is actual true block stun. The key blast is not true block stun, but the actual kick is. The kick is 26 frames of true block stun, which means that if you reflect inappropriately, you can actually get hit. And the timing changes depending on where he is on the screen, because the kick could whiff completely, and you only have the orbs. So if you're trying to reflect the kick, you might accidentally reflect nothing, and I can come in and grab. It is the perfect assist for this character. Truly the perfect assist. Not only that, but it's one of the few that's actually really good for Blueku on hit. Probably the best assist in the game, in my opinion, next to Piccolo A, for Blueku's combo structure. Because Blueku gets a conversion off JH that allows him into dive. So for those of you that don't know Blueku's combo theory, it's either dive kick into assist. Fuck. My God. Like that. Or it's JH into rejump. It's not usually both. Which leads to combos. I've showed it on stream before. Let's see if I can do it like this. I'm sorry. And it also has a ridiculous amount of hit stun as well. The hit stun on it is incredible, which leads to combos like... And then from there I loop. Which is a neat little link. It also leads to... If I get something like a 2H, I can get 5k before super, which is actually pretty rare to do. If I decide that I really want to push this, I could probably loop there as well. That's not even optimal. That's literally just a basic link. And then from there, I can probably loop, which is wild. Not only that, but it also provides a variety of extensions because the pop-up doesn't happen until much later into the assist, and the assist is fast. So if I do, I get my ground conversion, which in my opinion is the most optimal way to convert the grab. But if I want to, I can also do this. Notice how it does slightly less damage, but still pretty good. I have a very flexible way of how I want to combo off of this. Not only that, but if you want to get really, really, really funky, you can do stuff like that. And call it at the right time. Let's see if I can do that. There's a weird timing. Yes, that. You can get some really funky extensions off this. For no reason. So this is basically Blueku's best friend, and not only that, but Beerus has special requirements. So back then, before we had tag synergy, you know, in season 3 and 3.5, you used to be able to do stuff like this. Come on. And then from there, you get Oki. I can run up. I could do this. Like, I get true SKD. Which leads to a whole host of fun that you have to deal with, because now you're dealing with a fully developed Beerus. You're dealing with a Beerus that skipped neutral and put you right in his strongest position. It is a character that really, really sets him up for success. And not only that, but if Blueku decides that he doesn't want to loop, or if Blueku does like smashless loops with the new tag. Oh, nope. I can do that and not spend any meter to bring in Beerus. And once again, I bring in Beerus on JDR, his best knockdown, which is really, really dumb. And because Blueku has his own knockdown, Beerus can ensure knockdown for Blue Goku, because Beerus, as you can see, doesn't really build a whole lot of meter. But, you know, so it makes spending an EX move with Blueku kind of expensive. So he can mitigate that cost, though. Not only that, if Beerus does something like... boom, 1.5 bars. Pretty nice. So they support each other insanely well. Even if Kefla is dead, Blueku and Beerus are a massive threat together. And not only that, but with Beerus' neutral structure, which I haven't talked about on stream before, Beerus' neutral structure, the reason why a lot of people think he's bad at neutral is because the orbs are easy to disrespect. What people don't understand is that the orbs are not there to they're not meant to zone, and they're not meant to necessarily harass the opponent, although they can do that. What they're there for is to control the opponent. So if they're moving around, you know, like they're moving around, doing their thing, right? You can already see how I'm placing the orbs, and I get to control where they go. And if they're not paying attention, I can control where they go. I can send them towards them. I can, hey, you know, if they're dash blocking, I'd be like, hey, stay away from me. Hey, what's this? You know, I can do stuff like, And then, and I can control the position. If I have one in the air and they let me jump, I can get momentum. Oops. Wow, it's been a while. And I can stop the momentum. So I can... Fuck. Why am I getting... I can do that. Or I can do... that. So how does Beerus use an assist? Because a lot of people like to try to super dash because they get frustrated. And then suddenly... yeah, you get the point. So, right off the bat, Beerus is really, really annoying. Now, there are things that Beerus does miss out on. Like, for example, there's a mix-up that I like to do that is very dangerous to do with Blue Goku, which is that. But do I really need that when I have that? Oops, why am I using bar? Like, do I really have to worry about that when I have this? Oh my god. There we go. Wow. My Beerus is out of practice again since 21 came out. But yeah, I have a lot of mix-ups here. I'm not really hurting. I'm not hurting. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's pretty good. You can even do some fun stuff like... you know, you can space out the orb. And Blueku covers the orb. And you could do stuff like... you know, I messed up the timing, but basically you can do this and they think that they can jump when they can't. No. Why are we like this? Twitch really has to do something about this. So this is really kind of annoying. Anyway, so yeah, this is what would constitute a complete shell. Interestingly enough, this shell is also complete if Blueku dies. So if Blueku's dead, this shell is still incredibly strong, as Kefla, who revolves around DR, can start baiting DR techs. She has half a bar. She can do that. She can... ooh. And that can make it really difficult to decide what side he's going to be on. It's a very fast assist, and what's really cool is that if it hits, it converts optimally. For Kefla, the optimal way to convert off an assist is with 6H. It even leads to some unique combos, like, because of the hit stun. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. It has so much hit stun, I can literally whiff the entirety of Kefla's auto combo and still convert. Now, admittedly, this is less useful now that she has this. You know, but the fact that this assist enabled that for her is wild. And of course, you know, optimal 6M conversions. Oops. Almost 2 bars off 6M. It is really, 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 really nice. And not only that, but you might have noticed, it also does more. Oh, wait, no, we don't. Hang on. And damage. Oh. You might have noticed the assist does more base damage in 2 hits than most assists do, which means Beerus scales better, which allows her to do shit like oh no. Oops. And then from there, I level 2, they die, and I'm meter positive. TOD from 0 bars with 2M. And I can very generously, like, I don't have to, I really don't have to even time it, to be honest. Oh, I do have to time it very slightly because of the way Blueku works, right? I forgot. But yeah. Pretty easy. Pretty easy TOD. All because the shell is really, really good. The shell has incredibly high damage. And not only that, but these characters also set each other up very nicely. Beerus having a level 2 allows him to actually set up very, very, very powerful DHCs because the level 2 does like 1200 minimum damage. So like 1200 into like a level 3 like Blue Goku's, like that does 1759. Insane damage. And it doesn't matter who you kill because if Beerus dies, this team is still intact. Kefla can still use A. If I decide to go with B assist, she still gets her optimal conversions. Hang on, let me... There we go. She still gets her optimal conversions, which is fantastic. You know? She still gets her extensions that she likes, which lets her raise zone if she wants to kill with double supers. Kefla is very well provided for because she has a cover for her commitments now, which is fantastic. And because Kefla is highly mobile, she doesn't have to worry about it. Blueku gets insane neutral control, conversions off grab, and the conversions are optimal. And so on. And Kefla gets the best thing. Kefla gets to remain in the air, which gives her, off certain starters, her best ender, which does a fuck ton of damage. Let's do a comparison here. So this is with level 1, 385. $4,000. Oops. $39.19. Oop. I can already do the math. Because that's 3,200, so 3,200 plus 864. $4,034. Literally her most optimal ender off little starters like DR. And like I said, that's very important because the character's game plan revolves around DR. So if she has a lot of bar, the reason why she can't do this is because if she needs another assist to kill, most DHCs don't reach. Blueku does. And gives them SKD. 4.7k off of a DR. That's half your health bar off a grab most people can't even react to in this netcode. This shell is very complete. And that is the logic that I apply to my team and why I use it. The strategy behind it is that my team, I like to think of it as a singular unit that just moves forward. It's like a phalanx almost, where one chink gets immediately covered. If I lose a character, it gets covered. If a character is bleeding, it's covered. If I lose two characters, because both of these characters are points, the last character is going to be insanely well developed. So all three characters have really stupid EX moves and really stupid purposes off those EX moves. All three of those characters can do pretty good damage, and they will mangle a team. Like, you were basically, the only way you can beat this team is to not let me play. If I have any opportunity to play, I'll come back as always possible with this team just because of the sheer amount of damage it's capable of putting out. And the fact that because it's made up of not one, but two complete shells, I would call it a complete team. Not many of these exist in DBFZ. I strive to play them. It doesn't always work out because, you know, not every character likes the same things. So far, the closest I have gotten to another one would be... probably... this one, but with Kefla. This would be an idea of a complete team as well. But really excellent synergy. You just have to dig. But yeah, that's kind of a good thing to talk about. But that is essentially a complete shell. So if you're wondering what third you should build or whatnot, think about complete shells. I know there are some characters that have really good partners. Think about what that shell needs and pick a third based on it. Do you have a shell that needs a level 3 mix up? Then pick 21 as a third if there's a point on that shell. If you need a character that builds meter because the shell gets stronger as there's more meter fed into it, play Team Gohan, play Kefla. If you have a very valuable assist and a point, then pick a very solid mid that will enable your point strengths and allow them to take advantage of where they truly shine, which is 17. Yasha does not like to call 17 in neutral if he can avoid it. He wants to call Vegito, which is why he plays Vegito A, so that way when he gets in, he can use 17 in order to 50-50. These are little ways you can build a team around a complete shell, or if you get lucky, you can find a team with really good three-way synergy, and that's where the teams get a little bonkers. Am I making sense? Do you guys understand me so far? Do you guys have any questions that you would like to ask me? I understand everything so far. Then why don't you play a complete shell, Nimbus? Oh, shit. I went there. Hold that. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about a candidacy for a complete shell. This shell is fucking stupid. This shell is so horseshit. If you guys have been training with me, this is my eval team, essentially. I'm beginning to wonder if it might be too strong for an eval team. For those of you that fight me, press 1 in the chat if you think this team might be a little bit too strong for evals. I hate that team. Wow, I was Quicksaver. fuck you. You said Blueku SSJku was lit. I said it was lit. I didn't say it was a complete shell. Been a while since you fought this one last time. Fuzzy, I have never fought you with another team. Here's the team. Here's my eval team. So I play this team with a giant rotation of points. I change the point depending on what I want to evaluate. Most of the time, this is actually really tough to find a point that likes these two. But if you can find a point that likes both of them, oh man, this team gets fucking wild. By the way, I can't believe I haven't done this in a way. Bro. Chat, where should we lab? Bit late now, but you can throw your hats into the ring. All right, we have like 3 spaces, so. But yeah, would Kefla like this team? Would Kefla like this team? Yes, but this is an eval team and she might be a bit too strong because she builds 2 meters off everything. So basically every touch I get is going into some kind of level 3 mix. But the reason why this shell is incredibly strong is because Videl and 18 are really good at supporting each other. Both of them like having meter, but both of them are actually pretty good at building it as long as they don't have to knock down. So what ends up happening there's a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of hit stun. Videl is not very picky when it comes to assists, but she likes dumb hit stun. That is really dumb hit stun. Doesn't quite convert on the ground, which is unfortunate, but it does do this. And then from there, I can EX. Oop. I'm actually wondering what extensions are possible there. I feel like I could sneak in a 5M. Nah, too high. Fair enough. But this is a very tall pop-up. And because of the amount of hit stun, I can side switch. Oop, my bad. Like that. Pretty easily. Dumb amount of hit stun, especially in the corner. Just because if I time it correctly, you can get stuff like that, which is really funny. But otherwise, this is not really what it's for. The true advantage of this team is the meter build. The meter build is really huge. Is this a team review stream or a discussion of shells? The title will say it all, my friend. It is a discussion of what a complete shell is. Not only that, but on 18's end, both of these lead into level 3, and both of them really like each other's assists. Now, unfortunately, I'm trash at calling assists at this speed that aren't super active. But when I get the hang of it, it is free. Like, this has so much hit stun. I have plenty of time to land JDR after a fully prorated combo. It's just a little bit awkward to time, but once you get used to it, you get used to it, you know? Not only that, but you also have fantastic lack of pushback or pushback. So I have control. I can do... or... stuff like that. Perfect amount of pushback. Oops. Oh. Fuck. Ah! Oops. Stuff like that. We can even... ooh. Which is fun. You can do stuff like that. Really, really fun shell. So, helps out a team, but more importantly, it's a short-ranged, very fast strike assist. Do the math. It also has a really nice amount of block stun, which enables her to do stuff like... press 1 if you got hit by that DR. Press 1 if you got grabbed.
When you make dinner, you can make me an egg with it?
I was going to.
Oh, I thought you were making the pork.
No, the pork's not the process.
Okay, never mind then.
But yeah, no, this team really, 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 really cursed. And because it has a pretty nice amount of pushback on this end, oops. Oh my God, it's not reading my input. There we go. Oops. Oh yeah. Ooh, I almost had it. Yeah?
How many props are in here? Okay, thank you.
Can I see the barrier thing? DR? It's not that hard. Oops. It's just that. To be honest, she's superfluous. Because if they reflect, they die anyway. But you can just do... which is very minus. But if you have Videl... and you can get cross-ups mid-screen with it. Yeah, these two really support each other very nicely. Especially because the block stun isn't that long, which means you can kind of almost tick throw in a way. Which is fun. Now, the only thing where this shell begins to kind of fall apart is the tag synergy. The tag synergy isn't really there, just because both of them don't have great specials to do it from, which is unfortunate. But I can do Especially if I do smash, I could do stuff like. Yeah, I could do that, which is pretty damn good. I could do the Videl rejump. I like it. I've actually never bothered labbing that before. So to all my students who have to fight this, I'm sorry. I can't get the super jump up. Almost. Might be a little bit too high. But I could also just do that. Yep. 4K off of 5L. And if I have bar, you're going into a 50-50. And I could probably optimize that a little bit. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't think you're really sorry. I am sorry. Relax. Oh, I could just do that. Oh no. I think that will just give me a straight up full combo. Meterless ending. Ah, it's tricky. Off of 17 though. I wonder. I'm not gonna bother. Don't worry. With Videl, while she can't really do much in the air, she could definitely do. Get JDR, which sets up that. Let's see. I can do. And then from there, I can probably, if the landing recovery doesn't destroy it. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does, which is unfortunate. Yeah. I have to delay it. I think the landing recovery of it might destroy it, so I'm not going to get excited. And then, of course, I could just do that into level 3 if I want to. It's a complete shell. So the tag synergy is not necessarily the greatest, but the cool thing about this is it does work mid-screen. Which is nice. So I get the team, I get that it's team dependent and characters require different things from different partners, but I'm a little fuzzy on where the line to define complete shell is. Might just supposed to two-way synergy. Two-way synergy is a complete shell. The thing is that these characters are self-sufficient. I don't need a point to develop this team because this team can develop itself. I really wish I could time it better though. There we go. No point required. And that is a pretty crazy amount of damage. What's really valuable about this is that if I do even just basic, I can go to level 3 if I have 4 bars. And I don't want to, like, because the thing is that most teams with 18, she's going to usually be the only mix-up character on the team. Which means that, like, as an 18 player, you will feel it when she's bleeding and you need to get her out. But you have that 3rd bar, so you're like, do I get her out or do I 50-50? I don't have to make that choice with 18. Because I have another mix-up level 3. I have another mix-up level 3, and it's great. That's pretty cool. And off the EX grab, I can convert with both characters. Which is pretty nice, especially if my back is to the corner. Oh wait, I forgot. That uses... My bad. Good about the developmental needs as well. What if characters don't have much need for development, i.e. 2 points? Depends on how well they synergize with one another. Like I said, there is no line. It really depends on the character. You would have to pick a character and a game plan, and then the other character would need to complement it. So it isn't just simple. It isn't just as simple as, oh, let me run 2 points with good synergy. You really have to think about how they complement each other and what exactly they do for each other and whether or not the character is elevated by the other character. Like, for example, Gogeta by himself is not very scary. Gogeta with 17 is fucking nightmarish. Like, Gogeta and 17 is so annoying that they're convincing everyone they're top tier when they're not. Oh, thank you so much for the resub, Blade Stride. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Look at you with the 3 months. That's pretty badass. Look at all my little Dragon Balls. I love it. But yeah. A complete shell is a very important thing to have in this game. Hell, there's another complete shell that a lot of people won't play. This is actually a complete shell. They don't really need much else apart from each other. It's another great one. This would be a complete shell. Yeah, I would go as far as to say it. I mean, the assist is not as useful for Kefla, but what she loses out in her normal game plan, she gains in other ways, because that is this, like, she doesn't get her JS 50-50, but she gets a straight up high-low 50-50, so it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. So for example, Bardock Kefla isn't that strong at all. It's not. But they have two-way synergy, not really, and elevates one another, but they wouldn't be a complete shell? No, because they don't really have very good synergy together. Their synergy is pretty bad. It's generic. It's probably better than a character like Blue Vegeta, but Bardock, yeah, not really. They're not really that elevated. A strong Bardock shell example, a complete shell back in the day would have been this. This would have been a strong shell back in the day. Pretty much. And there are much better characters. I would even say SSJ Goku has better synergy with her than Bardock. If you need a double super, you have, like, you know, you have Beerus, you have 18. It's not that he doesn't provide anything useful for her, don't get me wrong. It's not that he's a bad partner for Kefla, but what they provide is not necessarily above average. Curious on your opinion on Lab Coat, Z Broly, Vegito. You play top tiers. That's my opinion. You play top tiers, and I don't like your team. But your team would be terrifying if Labcoat 21 didn't also exist, and I would just debuff your entire team. Yeah, exactly. Bardock, Vegito, not that strong. Like, for example, if Bardock had an assist like Yamcha or like 21A but didn't get 2H'd, that sort of thing. That would be ideal because not only do you have Bloxton and speed, but you also make Bardock a huge fucking threat. So I wouldn't necessarily call that a complete shell. What's your process for analyzing if two characters go well with each other? Like, what's the first thing do you notice? How well their assists, and first thing I notice when I build a team, or the thing I look for, is DHC damage. So I evaluate the weaknesses. Like, for example, this shell works, but one of the reasons why it works the best is because they have really good DHC synergy, and 18 compensates a lot for what Videl lacks. And what's really cool is that Videl, when you get hit by Saiyaman counter, Saiyaman gets buffed. Her level 3 has Saiyaman, so her level 3 almost begins to do as much damage as 18's. So now it's basically you're getting, like, no matter which character's on the screen, you're getting hit with something almost the equivalent of 18 super every time. So that's where the synergy kind of comes from. And that's also why I think it's better to play that team with a point, so that way you can develop Bar, so that way she can just level up Saiyaman whenever she wants. Do UI and Vegito synergize well? Probably. I don't even think it's possible to have a complete shell with UI, because UI's assists are really not that great. But UI is also meant to be played with just 2 assists. Like, the synergy doesn't matter. If you play UI doesn't really need anything in particular. UI kind of plays the game solo. He just plays other 2 assists for formality's sake, or to basically make sure that he can maintain his health. The meta, play 21 and grab the enemy. That's not just the meta, that is literally game design at this point. It is so endemically bad that you not actively doing that makes you a fool. Genuinely. Like, listen. Listen. God, I wish there was better color synergy though. I love color 7, but the Joker tights are kind of ruining it for me, I'm not gonna lie. UI Kibbu is a rough shell for me to get around. UI Kibbu is a very good shell. The problem with... the reason why I think it works is because UI doesn't really have a lot of requirements in neutral, so you can get away with something like Kibbu to make him significantly more threatening. I don't think it works as well with Kefla, because it provides Kefla very little in the way of basically anything, and you're basically playing him exclusively for mix, which is also why I don't like Blue Goku Kibbu, because they compete for the same role. Blueku wants to be point, Kibbu wants to be point, and Blueku does not really give a fuck about block stun. He has an unreactable command grab that he can take 5k off of with. So it's like not really that impressive. It's not a great shell. UI Kibbu, I'm convinced can do some work though. Ooh, here's a hidden complete shell. The two-way synergy isn't as good, but Blue Vegeta provides meter for base Goku. And I believe base Goku can use his A assist as well to convert grabs, which is pretty cool. And Blue Vegeta's level 1 sets up Genki Dama, just like Team Gohan. So this is an example of a complete shell. I don't think it's as strong as Team Gohan, because I don't think Blue Vegeta is as strong as Team Gohan, but I do think that this shell is pretty complete. These two would probably be a complete shell as well. I would say these two probably have excellent three-way synergy. I'm sorry, two-way synergy, because these two Cell can pull out of the corner for 21's level 1 meterlessly, and 21's assist is really dumb for Cell, and the tag synergy is also nice if you want to go into 21's other level 3. So I would say this would be a complete shell. I would say these three, this is a great team. So basically Fenrich's team, now that I think about it. These two are insane together. Like, these three are insane together. I think that they have incredible three-way synergy, and I think Cell and 21 are probably a great shell together. Granted, I don't know enough about 21 to talk about how she feels about Cell's assists, but I know for a fact that there's very few characters that are as good at developing her as Cell. Cell gets a 50-50 with pretty much anything, to be honest. It's not really that impressive. But, yeah, Kefla Gohan is a complete shell. I actually think this might be a complete shell, to be completely honest, but I don't have enough experience with it yet. But whenever I do play it, it feels hella strong. What if I just want to play a ranked team? What if I just play a very ugly ranked team? What if I just play this? Gohan, Beerus, I am blocking. Yeah, but Gohan and Beerus have a lot of synergy in a lot of ways. What's a complete shell with a 16 then? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't play 16. I have no idea what he needs. I don't know what he likes. I don't even know what he likes in assists. I can't even think of characters that really like his A assists beyond just being his B assist beyond just being generically good and neutral. Would Kefla Tien be considered a complete or even a strong shell? A strong shell, yes. A complete shell, maybe. Maybe. The problem, the thing that keeps Tien from being the single best partner for Kefla, I'll show you. It's two things. Because I used to play this shell. I like how I was looking for Tien in the villain section. Makes sense. Pop up on the beam? No. Hit stun. The assist is fast, but it's 29 frames, which is still, for Kefla, pretty slow. Because it'll take a while for him to come out. Meaning she can't really convert. See? She would have to call him very early for the hit. Like that, not even that early. You would basically have to call him before you mix. Wow. Yeah, it's too slow. That's the only way you can get 2 hits. So it's very awkward to confirm versus if you do get the hit, there's not a lot of hit stun. The hit stun is very short. So at the end of a combo, at the end of a combo, like, it'll work. You can get her generic extensions from it, but you have to call it very specifically or the pop-up will be too high, or you just straight up won't have any hit stun. Meanwhile, if I do it with, like, Beerus, brain dead. I literally have time to stop and think about what I want to do. I have time to think about what I want to do. Now, where it does excel is obviously, you know, like there is, oh, I already used the R. There is synergy behind this team because Kefla is one of Tien's favorite partners. But unlike Blueku, he only tracks to a certain height, which means that combo would only really be possible off of something like 2H. Maybe not even. Not even. Oh yeah, okay, it works off 2H. It works off 2H height, but the R doesn't work. So there is a limit to how high he will track, which kind of sucks. you know? Now, what is cool is unlike Blue Goku and other characters, he tracks anywhere on the screen. 7K off of a fucking DR. You just die. But is it that much better, in my opinion, than... By the way, the reason why I'm comparing Beerus is because Beerus is the one who replaced Tien on my shell. Is it really that much better than doing something like this, for example? And then I get a 50-50 that they potentially die off of on the next touch. Or, you know, they get a... I got a knockdown, so I can do that. You know, I can get some pretty nutty combos here. So, like, is it really better than that, you know? So, Kefla gets a lot more out of it. And also, a big issue, this does, like, no block stun, which Kefla doesn't care about. But it makes everything she does a lot riskier. Like, look how late she has to call it when she could just do this. And she's plus 39. You know, she can do... She has access to whatever mix-up she will possibly want to do. Thank you so much, Levi Shoto, for a follow. I appreciate it. But, you know, stuff like that. So... You know, like I said, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. So, in that regard, this is why I replaced Tien, and this is also why I don't think it's a complete shell. If Tien had a faster assist, like if the beam was 25 frames, that would be different. Or if the beam had 25 frames of block stun, but also had more hit stun, then yes, it would be a complete shell. But as of right now, it's not that strong. Is it strong? Yes. Should you play it? Yes. Is Crash wrong to play it? No. But am I going to begrudge Crash for replacing Tien with 21? Lab Coat 21? Also no. Any team recommendations for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta without other fusions? I'm not focused on getting level 7, by the way. Ironically, Tien's really good for him. Because Tien has enough hit stun and enough pop-up that Gogeta gets what he wants. But Gogeta's a very flexible character. You can basically play him with whoever you want. My personal team would, like my personal Gogeta 4 team, when I play Gogeta 4, is going to be this one. But this team is developed specifically to invalidate, ironically, this character and the characters next to him. But otherwise, I don't really play it that much. Harry's team, Gogeta, Gohan, Tien, not bad. I would probably play Team Gohan Point, to be completely honest, but that's what I would... I don't think Harry's team is bad. Assuming that he's playing with these assists, I think this team is pretty good. If he's playing with any other assists, this team is trash, though. Like, that's very important. Like, if he's playing with any other assists, then Harry, what are you doing? But otherwise, if he's playing with, like, ABA, this team is wild. I would probably play this team, to be honest. I think I actually recommended this team to one of my students, to Visor. I didn't know Harry was playing it. Well, I knew he was playing Team Gohan, and I knew he was playing Gogeta. I didn't Team Gohan. I don't remember if he kept Tien or not. But yeah, it's pretty good. But you can play Gogeta with basically anybody who likes a Lariat assist. Kefla and Gogeta really like each other, things like that. But yeah, take your pick. I would prefer Kefla Zamasu rather than Team Gohan Zamasu. Blueku, SSJ, Goku, Tien. No. Blueku Tien could be considered a complete shell because grab, Because of Zambi with IED-JS? No, because Kefla has actual tag routes, is completely self-sufficient, so she doesn't spend resources to knock down, and she still gets insane, and she has better tag synergy with meterlessly than with Zamasu than Team Gohan does. Like, Team Gohan is better in every conceivable, Kefla is better in every conceivable way for Zamasu, and in general as a character. Like, there's a reason why I said SSJ Vegeta is better than Team Gohan in my hot take last month. And that's because I could have made the comparison with Kefla, but it's not even a competition. It's just stating facts at that point. It's not even a debate. The angle. I'm not a huge fan of this team. I feel like it's meter hungry, and I don't think the assist synergy between, well, SSJ Goku and Tien probably can work well together, but SSJ Goku can't do shit with Tien. So take what you will. But the reason why this was broken was because Lariat plus GTB was one of the grossest pins in the fucking game. You literally just won neutral. And that was in a season where staggering would give you your assists back. So, there you go. Yeah, sorry. GTA. My bad. Yeah. This used to be a fucking disgusting team back in the day. It's a little bit outdated, but this team was gross. Here, I'll show you some Kefla synergy with Zamasu. That actually might be a complete shell, or it would be, but I don't think Zamasu cares that much about Kefla's assist. I would have to ask Tabby. But the reason why this is gross is because you had this, and you had this. Granted, it wasn't that fucking slow, which was a gross pin. So you would just instantly win neutral, and the extensions were pretty good. It's usable with Kefla AB. I know it's usable. I just don't know if it's ideal for Zamasu and what he wants to do. I know that, like, if you pair it with a true shell, like, if you pair it, like, if you play a team like, for example, my Zamasu team, if I had a Zamasu, this one. This team is fucking broken. Do you think it can be used the same way as other anti-air assists like Krillin A? No. No. Bardock GT was... It wasn't just Bardock GT having the assist. It was also the fact that GT Goku did 1888 off a fucking level 3 that he could then super you again off of. Two and a half bars. Blades of Judgment. Done. 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 Oops. Ah. Or whatever. Yeah. Done. What about Beerus Zam? Ooh, my bad. Zambi, definitely. But I would probably use Zame. 2 bars off TR. Pretty cool. Beerus, as long as the duration isn't too high. I don't know if Zamasu actually has a move that knocks down. I'm guessing, I've seen Zamasu players use this a lot. The EX version. I'm guessing it knocks down. Does it knock down? Yes. Okay. Then yeah, it's fine. But at that point, it doesn't really matter. Because when you play Zamasu, you're playing Zamasu and Beerus A for the assist mostly, which is really good for his combo structure from what I understand. And the neutral control, which is absolutely absurd. You're not really looking for tag synergy. Does, I guess, yeah, but that's pretty slow. Maybe. Oof, that's pushing it. Yeah, I don't have time to go into flight. I definitely don't have time to activate flight from there. So, kind of a moot point. I could theoretically do something like... Oh yeah, that's good for Beerus. Yeah. The synergy would be kind of tight. So does the EX version. I know the EX version does. It's not fast enough. At that point, at that level of scaling. But yeah, that would be my Zamasu team. I do think Kefla and Zamasu are pretty close to being a complete shell. If not, they're actually a complete shell. Ah, I see. No, fuck Zamasu mirrors. I would not want to watch that. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, Blue Goku. I don't know what it is about this team that honestly repels me. But I don't like it. There's just something about this team. Does Blueku get anything out of a beam assist? I mean, yeah, of course. He gets neutral control, but it's whatever. You know? He doesn't really care. Like, he's not very picky with assists. He just has one requirement. Does it help him control space in neutral? And or does it help him convert grab? Can you talk about why Goku Black is good or bad? His pressure is whack. His combo routes are really vanilla and inefficient. And while he's not terrible, he is completely outclassed by literally the rest of the cast. So there's almost no reason to play him. His assists are good, but they're outdated. And his level 3 is pretty bad as well. If you want to make him relevant, give him a level 3 mix-up and buff his normals. Pink hair is a plus. Yeah, no, I love Goku Black. I would definitely play him, but he's just not very strong. This would be this probably is a complete shell, actually. These two together, I would go as far as to call these two a complete shell. They complement each other perfectly. I kind of miss this team, to be honest. But every time... Yeah. I would go back to this team if Goku Black didn't absolutely fucking suck in every regard. I just realized I've never labbed on this particular stage. Black Gohan Beerus sounds fun. Not really. I forgot. He doesn't really like to... Are you serious? Wow. Oh my god. That's just annoying. You don't even remember how to convert that, but it's fine. Janemba, Black, and DBS Broly, not very strong at all. I mean, that's not bad damage, to be fair, but so boring. Also, his neutral is kind of whack, but... So yeah, this is definitely a complete shell. I can also play Black B if I want to. And do all Beast this team. Oops. I think I would prefer Beam though. Yeah, I think I definitely prefer Beam. Now I remember why. Oops. Oh. Adult Gohan is suffering. This is why I don't like learning other characters. Oops. There we go. I really like that extension. Really nice for Adult Gohan. Uh, 18 in Adult Gohan might be a complete shell. Yeah, definitely a complete shell. Definitely. Do you think he is an anchor, mid, or point? Goku Black? Whatever. He can play whatever, wherever he wants, really. I would probably play him point, but, you know, it's up to you. Oops. Then, yeah. He can probably be played wherever. Point would be my recommendation. You can play him anchor if you really have no one else. Oh yeah, this is definitely complete shell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is degenerate. This is degenerate. This shell might actually have complete three-way synergy. It's just so much stronger with Kefla than it is with Black. I don't know how I feel about 18 with Beam. But anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break, guys. I have to rotate my laundry. In the meantime, don't hate me. I think I'm gonna run an ad break. So if you guys want to go get something, you guys can go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna let you know, guys, that I'm gonna go ahead and rotate my laundry. I'm gonna do a 3-minute ad break. When we're done with ads and whatnot, make sure you guys type up a bunch of questions and I'll go ahead and answer them. You didn't ping the Discord for a stream announcement. Yes, I did. Did it not go through? Oh my god, it didn't go through. What the fuck? That's funny. Yeah, it didn't go through. Shit, I hate my phone. You buffoon. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when your brain is actually big enough to play the characters that you like, and I can enjoy my teams, and that's why you'll always be crushed by the inevitable failure that you'll never be able to play them because you'll never be good enough. Bye!
I have a funny idea.
All right, is this thing on? I think it is. Hi everybody. How's your night going? I saw an empty seat, so I pulled up. Hey! So I'm taking over the stream today. What are we learning? Let's see. This is hello? Is there something about this hitbox I don't know? Why is it not moving? What's a good complete shell for hits? So what's up, my stepson? I kind of am a bad hit player. I play what I like, not necessarily what's good for my character. So, you know, I play Kefla, Videl, hit, which, I mean, people still tell me fuck you, so I guess it's, you know, it's a stick, not a hitbox. I'm trying to get it to work, but I'm not entirely sure how, if he has it plugged in or not, and I don't want to fuck with too much stuff. Or maybe I do, who knows? Stick box, yes. Do I need... Ah, got it. All right, guys. So, I mean, that's what shall I play for hit? What the who plays on these things? Oh man, this is why you use Sheepbox. Oh, what are his buttons? Help. Seriously, fucking boomers. Anyway, a good show for hits. Well, hit needs someone to build meter, which is why in season 2? Or is it season 3? I was playing, whatchamacallit, Tohan, because he's a good battery. I thought he was really good with hit. I played him before Obi. And then Obi started playing in him, so that worked. I don't know Ken's buttons. Nobody clipped this. Wait, is that his... Why is that his heavy? Why is that his special? Man, I thought my box was janky. That's his assist 2. That's DR. Spark. Assist 1. Okay. Let's go for Fuzzy. Please clip this. Oh boy. Honestly though, I think like... I don't know, who'd be a good anchor character for Hit? Because Hit's not an anchor. Let's be real. The way I play my team, Kefla is actually the anchor. I just play her point to build meter. And then I'm supposed to, keyword here, swap her for Hit so that way she goes on anchor road spot. And yeah, I'm trying to teach you guys. You're talking about clipping me and my horrible laughing because I don't know Ken's buttons. Where's, you know, can I, what's... Oh, I hit buttons. Wait, that's the button I needed. Fuck. There we go. All right. All right, guys, we are changing the stream now. Where is he? Here we go. I didn't hit the right buttons. Oh well. We're trying this again. Here he is. Hit. Color 2. Resume. No? How do you do this, people? Do I just make him like character 2? Is that how this works? Like if I do this one? Here. Like if I do this, will it actually change my characters, or do I have to like go back to the screen entirely? Oh well, we could do that. Too bad. We're doing this my way now. No, it's Kefla. Oh fuck. What button does he have this as? Oh well. No pigtails today, unfortunately. Alright. We're changing the stream. I definitely did choose my hard. Alright. We changing the game here. This is now, Evelyn attempts to learn stick with her team. Oh my god. Alright, where is this? Is this 2? There we go. Alright guys, today we're gonna learn about this asshole. That's his fucking ass, why? Alright, anybody got any questions? Concerns, comments? How do you, okay. Can I Oh my god, I can. Okay, I kinda can. How do I use a super? Thoughts on Bardock hits? Oop. Hi, thanks for the follow. I cannot read your name because his monitor is fucking with me right now, but I appreciate your follow for Ken. Oh wait, I can look at it on this side. Wait, where's his mouse on this side so I can see? How does he function? So Bardock hit, I was talking about that. Oh my god. I'm about to change this whole button layout. Like, this is normal, and then these are funky as hell. But no, I don't have a problem with Bardock hit. I just... If that's your hard, then that's your hard. I mean, to be fair, if you want to play hit, that's choosing a hard right there. Hit doesn't play like any other character, and thus is why I fuck up with him as often as I do. Don't do this. Don't just throw out one of these. That's what I can tell you it's hit. And that is not H. Good luck with punishing. Hit is jank but fun. I will tell you right now, as somebody who has played hit since like day fucking one, yeah. I'm not very good at quarter circles with a stick. It's my favorite button in the game. Hold up, how do I, okay, what 2 buttons do I have to hit? Here we go. Let's go. I got all the buttons I needed figured out, okay? I got my L's. I got my L's. That's DR. I hear Man Blaster. This is some jazzy music. Jinky ass character. Look at this guy. What are you gonna do? What do you do? Or you could just come over to my channel, Torg. Y'all forget I also stream. So to be fair, there we go. Look at this. I got the combo down. I figured it out. Oh fuck! I heard the door open. Either we have a robber or I'm screwed.
What the hell?
What? Well, the seat was open. People were bored.
Dog.
I don't know. Hey, I got someone telling me that I should take over.
Is it Torg? Is he the one telling you to take over? Yeah, I just told him he's a scrubby Beerus player, so I'm not surprised he would say that.
That's okay, Torg. I think you're great.
No, you don't. He hates Videl.
He could be great and hate Videl. That's fine. He could be wrong. Wait, why are you pulling up a chair?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
I am attempting to figure out how your stick works. Can you explain your button layout to me? Why does it like it? I know what it is. Why is it like it?
Because
why is this your age?
Because it's efficient.
How's that? That's special.
No.
That's like the universal special button.
No, I like switching them.
Oh, look what I figured out. Oh, wait. Fuck. No, it's these 2 buttons. Nope. Okay. There we go. I got the essentials down. I got the essentials. I can do this, and I can gun. I need nothing else in my life. Oh, I hope Dimensional's not here. I'm just beating up on Frieza.
I want to make a very age-inappropriate joke.
Huh.
I was going to say you're holding the stick so delicately that it looks like you're holding it like it's a crusty sock you found. So delicate.
I don't know how to hold this thing.
Like that.
Is it-
Well, that's close. Yeah.
Okay, why would you-
want to hold it like this, and then you want to kind of, instead of using your wrist, you want to move your palm.
Apparently they heard that.
Oh, they did. Lol. You're gonna hold that.
I mean, what do you do against this character? Look at this.
This is a funny stream.
I heard like every third word.
Did you resubscribe a Prime? I don't appreciate your toxic behavior, so I'll attempt to show you appreciation in money so you will feel bad later. Joke's on you, I won't feel bad.
I mean, you could have just subscribed to me if you think I'm better, because that would have really stuck it to Ken.
True.
And
You
also
started the toxicity, Torg. I don't want to hear it from you.
it also helped fund my ability to buy Persona Arena and then stream it, because I plan on doing that.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. My God, why do you have this so loud?
Tipped 868. Also, fuck you.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
$8.66.
Oh, because I think that's the conversion rate for 10 euros.
Oh, pff.
Or 10 pounds. Wait, no, euros. He's in Germany. I'm stupid.
Okay, so
Wait,
I
is
learned
it even the euro? What do you use in Germany?
pounds. Oh, Germany? I have no idea.
That's a T2 sub. You are? Yeah. Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, let me see if I can figure out your button layout to do hits corner combo.
Okay. I'll wait.
You should wait. Oh, fuck. It's not. What?
I know you meant to do special. That's why
I
I'm
did!
That's why I'm laughing.
Don't laugh at me. Fuck.
Honestly, there's no greater breach of intimacy than when you play somebody else's layout.
Oh, fuck. Quarter circles are not easy for me. This is why I don't play stick. I hate the freaking quarter circles.
You literally just move it in half a circle.
How do you do the Z motion? Like,
The Z motion?
yeah. It's not really a Z, but that's how it was explained to me. It's like a Z. It's not used in this game.
You mean the DP motion?
I don't know what the fuck it is. I was told it's a Z.
That's the closest I could think of to a Z. I mean,
Probably DP.
you literally just
You know what I do?
What?
I literally go.
Okay, yeah, fine.
That's what I
get
do
it.
on Hitbox.
I get it. The right fucking Hitbox players. I got 1.5 bar corner to corner tagging Zam into 236S. Nice. By the way, Torg, you know we love you, right? I don't feel bad, but I also love roasting you.
If it continues to roast you, you can come find wholesomeness on my stream. It's fine. I'm poaching. Of fucking course the sentiment is shared. Okay, so I at least have my basic combo down. I think I'm ready. Put me on rank.
Do you want me to throw you? I will throw
No,
you
don't
on
throw me
rank.
on ranked on stick. Are you joking?
I was gonna say, I'm like, I'll throw you on
Look,
rank.
I can't even fucking dash.
Listen, that's...
Dude, I want a snack box so much. Like, that's honestly gonna be my dono goal on my stream, is to get me a freaking snack box so I can actually do fighting games when I travel. Huh?
Your thumb. You flick it.
What?
With just your thumb. You don't move your whole hand. To backdash, you just use your thumb.
Yeah, but your thing spins.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's just... Yeah.
That's what she said.
God, get off my stream. Get out.
Alright, I'm being kicked off. Here you go.
Thank you.
Now back to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
I thought you guys said ratchet scheduled broadcast. And I was
You
about
know,
to be
it's
like,
also that.
I was about to be like, yo, you don't gotta be so mean.
If you want better content, you should go and find Never Saying Ever, and you should
Yeah, go
follow and subscribe to them.
If you
because
guys-
I hear they're really cool.
If you guys enjoy Everlyn and their particular brand of humor, make sure to follow them. They stream a variety of stuff. Sometimes it's DBFZ, sometimes they host some competitions, and other times they're probably going to start streaming more fighting games, particularly Persona 4 Ultimax, which I will be training in. So if you want to see me and Everlyn learn a fighting
I'm
game
playing
together.
through Persona 4. I have a simp cat emote. It's the greatest thing in the world. You should definitely sub so you have it.
Goddamn.
It
If you guys...
That's what Morgana is. He's a simp cat.
If you got 5, then you said 4.
4?
Yeah, you said Persona 4.
Oh, Persona 5.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah,
Specifically.
but yeah, go follow Everlyn. Everlyn is pretty OD. And I will be learning Ultimax with them. So if you want to see us learn Ultimax together, you're definitely going to do that on their stream.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna go back to Genshin.
They're also a Genshin player. Make of that what you will.
Yeah.
All right, let me actually make sure they didn't mess up anything.
Please fund my addiction, please.
No. Anyway, I'm back. Hi, everyone. Did you miss me? God, Torg, has it really been 4 months? Damn. Hello, almighty Togepi. Got it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed our small interlude, and I hope this has been informative on how to form complete shells and what to look out for in complete shells. Thank you guys so much. Do you guys have any questions before I ship off? Fuck no. Are you okay, Nimbus? I'm new to the game. I just came in, and there you go. I'm sorry. That's kind of worthless. Ah. Bardock Trunks, complete shell? Not really. Well, they might work, honestly. Yes, if you're new to the game, actually, I strongly recommend Tiny Torg's channel. They are, like, my content is generally geared towards more advanced players and people who've been playing the game for a while. But if you ever need to get help with the basics, I can't think of a better channel to subscribe to than Torg's. Seriously, go find Tiny Torg on YouTube or on Twitch and whatnot. Find their content. He has a bunch of videos on pretty much anything you would want to find when it comes to different characters. Some of it is even WTG approved, so definitely go look for it if you ever need help. I'd love more example of Bardock shells. I don't care enough about Bardock to think about his shells, to be honest. In that case, see God. Fair. AC's restands don't mean shit if you can't get it in the first place. That is true. I don't think we found one that exists post season 2. Does Bardock exist post season 2? I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Saber. It had to be said. I don't know why you're not playing Blue Goku like a normal person. I can't stop thinking about the total concentrated breathing, like every time Demon Slayer, every time you breathe in for the type press. I'm sorry, bro. It happens. Man, I love Bardock. He's so cool. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Were you planning on playing Bardock and Beerus together? Kefla, SSJ, ooh. Too much. What if I just... I could do that. Yeah, that'll work. What's the max Kefla could build off a scaled starter mid-screen? Amount of meter? Off a scaled starter? Probably not a lot. Her meter build on the mid-screen is really not the goal. Mid-screen, the goal is to get them to the corner as quickly as possible. If you're playing mid-screen with Kefla, something's wrong. Especially since her side switch routes are really, really easy. Especially if you already have an assist. That's a cool emote. Forgot what I was doing. Ah, right. Let's see. I forgot what I was doing again. Fuck. Probably a good sign to get off, but there we go. Fucked up the rejump. Fucked up again. It's been a while. "21 is actually ruining my timings. Crazy." There we go. I don't know, like a bar and a half maybe? If you really optimize. Bye, Saber. Yeah, like a bar and a half, but the thing is, if you spend half a bar, you get like full corner carry and you might end up meter positive. And you do way more damage on top of that. So, worth it. They tech out though. Fuck. But you can also just, you know. Stuff like that. I'm trying to learn Goku Black and Fuse Zamasu. I want to learn a Super Baby, but that character feels like Command Grab City to me, and I just don't like it. How does he Command Grab City? His Command Grab is an anti-air. That's a pretty situational time to use a Command Grab, to be honest. But he's not, no, he's not Command Grab City. But you know what? I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for showing up. If you want to support the stream, consider donating. Wow. Thank you so much for the donation, Saber. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. And thank you also for the follow, King Hall and Almighty Togepi. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. But thank you guys so much for your help and support this month. It's going to be a pretty crazy month. I have a lot of stuff planned, so make sure to stay tuned. I can't decide whether or not tomorrow I should do some kind of... I'm going to do a casual stream tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do... I'm thinking about maybe Elden Ring, so we'll see. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Damn it, I missed it. Yeah, no problem. If you missed it, there's always VODs, so make sure to check like the VODs. Some of them get uploaded to YouTube as well, so if you want, you can follow us on Whis Training Grounds. Just look up Whis Training Grounds on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at Whis_training.
I'm in danger.
Man, you guys are annoying. But you guys can actually follow me there. If you guys want to support the stream, consider becoming a sub. A sub will get you access to the Discord, where you get access to me and Star. You get access to late night VCs, where we do like private meetings. We just hang out sometimes. Other times I'll do training sessions and Q&As. So if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, make sure to come on in. If you guys want as well, and you want to support the stream more directly, you guys can consider donating. It really does help us to keep the fridge full. Thank you guys so much for helping us out tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace, y'all.